first time on record, the famous Royal Windsor Horse Show, held in the home park, ran for 2 days with over 700 entries. The Duchess of Kent and her children came over to watch the numerous events and were joined by the King and Queen and the 2 princesses. The going remained rather sticky, and jumping form was accordingly upset. However, there was plenty to see of interest, particularly the children's open jumping contest. All sorts and conditions of vehicles appeared for the private driving turnouts, and Princess Alexandra of Kent had a thrill when she was taken for a ride. Past the keen eyes of the judges, these high-stepping beauties would rival any circus ring. And a great moment for a young winner receiving his award from Her Majesty the Queen.
Eastern rulers and their attendants traversed the desert in the manner hallowed by centuries of time as they journeyed to Amman, capital of Transjordan, to witness the proclamation of the king. The Arab world, with due ceremony, was paying tribute to one of its great figures, the Emir Abdullah of Transjordan. The ancient land east of the River Jordan was recently granted complete independence by the British, and in the old capital city of Amman, the Emir was to be proclaimed king. Amman was the Mecca of travelers from afar. To the royal palace were invited more than 100 distinguished guests. In addition to high dignitaries of the Arab world, they included representatives of the British government and of the armed forces. In the throne room of the palace, the emir was royally attired for the ceremony in which he was elevated to the rank of king. The Chief Justice of the Muslim religious courts conducted the service. In attendance upon the new king were the Prince Regent of Iraq and his 2 sons. The day of rejoicing was continued at an airfield on the outskirts of the city, where King Abdullah reviewed a parade of the Arab Legion. In its new independence and continued friendship with Britain, may Transjordan flourish under the rule of King Abdullah I. The most famous race in the world is at home again. The Victory Derby brings 500,000 damp but determined racegoers to Epsom Downs. By car, by bus, by charabanc, by train, on cycles, on foot, and even by stagecoach compete with post horn. And all the fun of the fair is waiting, from champagne at 5 quid a bottle to jellied eels at $1 a basin, and cold fried fish. Perhaps a curse from the warned-off gypsies, there's plenty of water, too. The outstanding runner of the day, drenching downpour by howling gale out of season, trying to upset Derby form, turning tight turf into pudding, puzzling backers and bookies, but not really spoiling the holiday mood. After all, this is the first real Derby for years. But the weather's kinder as the royal cars try out the course. The first time in history that their majesties have so driven at Epsom. And the jam-packed crowd in grey toppers, in cloth caps, in scarves and confections gives the royal party a rousing welcome. It might have been an open carriage given real June weather, but this will do. And the King and Queen, Princess Elizabeth and Queen Mary, are greeted by the stewards of the Jockey Club as they go to the royal stand, where the Duchess of Kent awaits them. 500,000 profits, each with a sure winner. So take your choice. Gulfstream, first favorite until today. Happy Night, look at his guineas showing, old man. Edward Tudor, Gordon's taken 2 today. This will be his hat trick. You know how it is.
Got a horse. I've got a horse that you have never seen before. And this is a rank outsider.
And it's just the same at Sydney races. And some bookies are mechanized now, but not all. And the game's still the same. Honest Harry and Rocksteady Reggie will gladly take your money, but you haven't got long, so hurry. Ah, that's better. Backers putting it on, bookies laying off. The excitement's growing, and the crowds are making sure of their positions by the rails, on coach tops, and the gentry in the stands. The jellied eels are slipping down quickly. Binoculars are focused. Bets are compared. Everyone's ready to see his fancy come romping home. 500,000 of them, craning, jostling, waiting. And the paddock gives a chance for last-minute judgments. Fast and fair, who knows? Friar Tuck, Sir Harvey Bruce's horse. Airborne, see his number. And Edward Tudor with Gordon up. There are thousands of younger people here who've never seen a derby before, and among them is Princess Elizabeth, whose interest is well informed and as excited as anyone's. What the royal fancy might be isn't revealed, but as the parade passes, we get a grand glimpse of one of the smallest derby fields in which the experts see almost as many possibilities as there are runners. So what's the odds? It's the race that counts, and there's no sight more thrilling than the thundering gallop of thoroughbreds with the flash of owners' colors, especially if you've guessed right yourself. They're away to the gate, and it won't be long now, so hold your breath. And they're off, a tight field, all except for Friar Tuck, who's made a bad getaway. Airborne, number 13, is level pegging with Edward Tudor and Gulfstream as the bunch swing up the gentle but telling rise of the first 2 furlongs. There's a mile and a half to cover in this most grueling flat race in the world. And there's nothing to choose yet between any of the first half dozen. This is the famous Tattenham Corner, and here the inside position is supposed to give real advantage. Peterborough, Khaled, Happy Night, Kibala, they're all there, and Gulfstream not holding his own in the strong challenge of the well-matched field. It's still anybody's guess. Gordon Richards has brought Edward Tudor into the lead, but not for long. With Gulfstream and White Jacket fighting hard, there's a magnificent burst coming from Airborne, number 13. Badly placed, but swinging across from the outside. And he's staying out in front of them all. It is Airborne. Airborne, Gulfstream, Radiotherapy. Airborne by a length and at 50 to 1. Bad luck, old man, but you're only one of thousands. And just to show there's no mistake, see it in slow motion. There's no mistake, a magnificent and well-earned win by a 50 to 1 outsider. Airborne, Mr. Ferguson's Grey, trained by Fenneman, beautifully ridden by Lowry, and the owner some 8,000 the richer. The 1946 Derby, the Victory Derby, in the best tradition of the gloriously uncertain turf. Airborne, I hope you had a happy landing.